Alright guys, today we're having a look at the Star Wars Microgalaxy Squadron Series 2 Bo-Katan's Gauntlet Starfighter. This is the one from The Mandalorian. I believe it's appeared in Clone Wars, Rebels. I don't think it's in any movies. I don't know, maybe 2 pixels in Rogue One or something like that. But I know this one's from The Mandalorian. We'll go ahead and give you a look at the paint. The gray is a little less, I would say characteristic than the blue that you see in the Clone Wars. And I know there's a version of this that's red in Rebels. Memory's a little hazy. It's been a while. There's your look at give you a little turnaround there. Look at the back. On the bottom. And first, obviously, you have the cockpit. I believe it's molded in the translucent color and then painted. Make it a little easier. So there's quite a bit of tonal difference between this color and this one. It's not horribly noticeable if you squint. Probably if I hadn't pointed out, you'd never have noticed. But the cockpit opens, and there's one giant seat, because obviously this is underscaled. A person is what, like that big? Something like that. The Gauntlet Starfighter is kind of huge. I think it's on par with the like Slave One and Millennium Falcon in terms of size. But there's your suggestion of cockpit detail. Looks pretty great. I'm glad there's any detail at all, because this would be the one where you could justify not having any cockpit detail. Second for features would obviously be that these rotate upward for landing, and then there's landing gear on the bottom, so you can set it down just like that. Looks great, just like the Mandalorian TV show. I was not chomping at the bit for this, so I'm not. I'm not a huge fan of the Gauntlet fighter. That's why I don't have any. I don't have any to compare. I know X-Wing made one. There's not too many in general, but I do have something to compare it with that I think some of you will enjoy. Semi-painted engines on this one. No actual glow, but any suggestion of engine detail in terms of actual glow like they're on is welcome for me. You'll see here there's a bit of another tonal shift in the paint, and that's because the front of these, there's got to be some regulation or something that says that these have to be made of rubberized plastic, but it means that the wash, well, one, it means that they're really weak and bendy, and if you look at mine, they're kind of screwy. Less straight, than you'd like. Mine is, there you go. See, it's all wonked out. This one's a little wonky too. I'd much rather these were hard plastic, but there's probably some safety thing that says that they have to do it like this. Major drawback is obviously the tones are different, but the wash is really gross and tacky on this section. It's very, very unsatisfying to touch. And you can see right here, get a look at how much wash is on there. You can actually just rub it off just like that. If you want to have a look at my finger, you can see I just took a bunch of that wash off. So it doesn't adhere to this plastic. So it really is just a 100% drawback for this toy. It just looks worse. It makes the wings wonky. It makes everything, a different tone than the actual plastic. And the wash is really gross and tacky and comes off on your fingers. So not a fan of that. I was really hoping that this was done with Action Fleet, but obviously I'm sure there's some safety thing that says that they have to do that. The center actually rotates 360 degrees like that, and so you can, demo it, flying diagonal like that and do all these awesome poses. That's cool. I like that. I've always liked that about the Gauntlet fighters. We'll go ahead and have a look at the Bo-Katan figure here. This figure, not too big a fan of the Mandalorians. I'm not crazy about their whole race. That sounds bad. I mean, their episodes in the Clone Wars show did not really interest me very much. But this figure is objectively one of the best in Microgalaxy. It's absolutely fantastic. Maybe the best. It's up there with like the Jango Fett. And the Boba was great. Is the little Boba that came with him. Painted the visor. No overspray on that. Looks amazing. I know these are all machine painted. This is absolutely incredible for machine painting. And I don't know. I think this is one of these figures. When I bought it, I just broke the backpack off because it wasn't supposed to come off. And I think it was this one. I had to glue it back on. But there's the back. They painted the belt all the way around. That is just fantastic. I think objectively one of the best figures they've ever done. Be hard to top that one. And of course, you bend the legs, figure sits in the cockpit. Just like that. Don't believe, yeah, you can't really get a good picture on of the pilot inside the cockpit. You're just gonna have to take my word for it that she's in there. But that's it for the major features of this thing. Let's go ahead and compare it to the Fang Fighter. It's actually the Hot Wheels Fang Fighter from Star Wars Rebels. Ugh, that I don't miss. I'm very glad that's gone. Just messes up the lines of this thing. But these sort of operate the same. They spin around, and then this thing would, you know, obviously stay level while it's flying. Still no painted engines. Gotta stop that. I hope that trend dies out eventually. But there's your size comparison. Again, sorry I don't have an actual Gauntlet to compare it to. The only other one is the X-Wing one. And I'm already not crazy about this ship, so I don't think I'm going to pick that one up. But it scales pretty well with the Fang Fighters, so if you already have a bunch of these, you can grab this one and have a little fleet of Mandalorian fighters flying around. Move on to the box right quick. There's your Bo-Katan. Feature suggestion. Pan up. See if I can give you a look at the art on the back. Razor Crest. So if it wasn't enough, that's your confirmation that this is from the Mandalorian. There's the little explanation of all your features. Render. Collectible card. I don't know how many people are actually cutting those cards out, but it's nice that they do it. There's your upcoming. Catch these reviews if you haven't already. These two. Not crazy about that one, but this one. I love Blue Squadron from Rogue One. I am gonna get me one of those eventually. And it's getting opened. Just need to wait until I don't have to pay $1,000 for one of them. Give you a quick look at the insert. You got your TIE Fighters. As usual. Nothing else really remarkable. You just balance it up like that and display it how you like. But that's it for that video. I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you very much.